Hello, team, and welcome back to another episode 24, which is a substantial number. It is January, people, and there's no escaping it. There's no escaping it. In the UK right now, it's very, very cold. We have sort of quite an icy wind, and it's not fun. I usually go on walks daily just to kind of get out there, get some air, but I can't bring myself to walk outside in this cold. No. But yeah, it's the new year. I've chosen a different angle this time because was originally going to do the Christmas angle that I've had the last few episodes where it's pointed towards the Christmas tree. However, there's a big gaping hole where the Christmas tree once was. Unfortunately, I guess those are the societal rules, you have to get rid of the Christmas tree at some point. And it was starting to smell a little bit, and it was very dry and getting a little droopy. Bear in mind, I did just come back from 6 days in Greece. So I've removed it, and for now, it feels very empty. I guess following on from that theme, January is just always such a weird time. I'm not one for resolutions. I don't put any pressure on myself for, having a fresh start or any of that. I do like to generally think about the year ahead and the very general themes or general goals that I would like to achieve, but I'm very much about achievable goals. I don't want to do anything crazy, and I don't necessarily subscribe to dry January. It's just not my thing, but I don't drink a lot anyway. January is hard enough is all I'm saying. But yeah, definitely feeling the come down post-Christmas. There's such a big build-up, obviously, to Christmas time, and January is just a tough slog, It's just like walking through a thick mud. But going back to Greece, it was very wholesome, very relaxing. Obviously, I ate a lot because I do enjoy eating, obviously, but there wasn't that much cooking. Obviously, I was away from my kitchen, so I don't cook that much when that's the case. But I did bake with my nephew, and that was really adorable and is something that I plan to do a bit more of. He is very little, but he really enjoys watching on as someone cooks or bakes, and he asks a lot of questions. He wants to get involved and start stirring and doing stuff himself. He actually wants to be in on it. So we made some nice chocolate chip cookies, very simple, literally done in 20 minutes max, even with his little hands stirring at they're only little. How hard will he possibly be able to stir? I did go to a really good bakery which was quite central in Athens called 72H, and it is an extension of Ergon Deli, I believe. It's really nice in there. I shot a bit of footage in there, and yeah, 72H was very, very good. There is a queue, which I'm not really used to seeing in Athens necessarily. It's not really that much of a queuing outside kind of culture for bakeries. At least I haven't experienced that. In London, it's very common, and I've queued a lot. I've spent a lot of my time in queues for baked goods. But yeah, the queue at 72H, to be honest, wasn't that bad. And I got some really delicious items. I tried a few different things like the focaccia with mortadella and pistachio sort of paste. And then I also tried an Aegean croissant, which had feta, whipped feta, had chives, black sesame, white sesame seeds. If you're in London, or even if you're not based in London but have been to a bakery called Toad Bakery, they do an everything bagel pastry, so that has the seasoning from an everything bagel, that kind of oniony sesame concoction. That flavor was very similar to the Aegean croissant, the 72H. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought I would just have half and keep the rest for my parents. However, I went through it, quite easily. Sorry, Dad. And then I also had a cinnamon roll, which was very, had risen quite a bit, was very warm, was kind of falling apart in a good way. It was delicious. It was really, really good. And yeah, it's one of those bakeries that you could risk it being overhyped, but it was worth it. I'd say that was one of the fancier bakeries, but then there's just so many local bakeries, local neighborhood bakeries in Athens, and I really enjoy one of the local ones that I think I featured in the last episode. Actually, it's called Flour and Salt, I believe. Yes, and it's so good. And most of these bakeries, which there are a lot of, have so many variety of things. You don't have like a restricted menu. It's not that kind of thing where things sell out of items, which I've experienced a lot before, especially in those types of bakeries where you have to queue. I'm not mad at it, but I'm just saying like they're very different. But yeah, had a lot of baked goods and a lot of cheese pie. Wow, did I have a lot of cheese pie. For breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, as a snack, yeah, you name it. I really enjoy a cheese pie. So yeah, while I am experiencing a bit of a come down, back to work vibes, getting back to normality, I had all in all a very positive, good Christmas. Also, you will have seen in the last few minutes of my last episode that I won the sort of good luck charm for 2026. Every year when the new year has entered, my family and I will cut the New Year like pie. It's called Vasilopta, and you dedicate a piece to each family member. And then you also dedicate a piece to the house, for instance, as well. Each bakery, if you buy one from a bakery, they'll have a coin wrapped in foil, hidden in a piece. Whoever's piece it lands on, it's supposed to symbolize, good luck and prosperity for the new year. I won the good luck charm. And yeah, I hadn't won it in a really long time. I also haven't physically been there for this tradition for a really long time. We've been doing it online with my family for many, many years, but I was there physically for the first time in a while and I won it. So yeah, validation, I guess. That was a good way to start the year. Yeah, this episode is really a combination of Athens, the last few days, and then some time in London. As you know, January is an overly sociable, overly busy in terms of social activities, but I'll do my best to capture as much as I can for you on this vlog. But also, I really need to get back into Reels. For some reason, I keep putting it off. I find this is so much easier for me. Maybe it's because YouTube is a little bit, for me so far, it's a bit more hidden and I feel less exposed. On Instagram, I definitely feel more exposed and it just feels more confronting in a way, I guess. So yeah, I have really been putting off starting the Reels back up, but it will happen and I'll get back into it. I am curious to know if other content creators, if I can call myself that, have this feeling of fear getting back into their normality of making content and getting themselves out there all over again, particularly when January already doesn't feel like a fun time. I am curious to see, if people struggle to get back into it after a break. For this year, one of the ambitions is to continue this as much as I can and continue to enjoy it, continue to bring you content that is pure escapism, really. So thank you again for joining, everyone, and I'll see you soon.
Να υποχωρήσουμε σε έναν αγώνα από τη Δεστάγε μέχρι τα...
Thank you. birisi diken söyle.
Christmas tree is officially down. I always think it won't bother me, but it does. It feels so empty now, and it feels like my voice is carrying and echoing a bit too much. So I need to figure out some cozy lighting and some stuff to try and replace the big hole that is left. But yeah, on to new things, people. Oh,